My name is Chika Nwosu. And if you had met me 2 years ago, you would have hated me. Honestly, I would have hated me too. I was beautiful, rich, and unapologetically arrogant. My parents had built an empire. My dad was known as Chief Nwosu, a business tycoon with contracts in oil, construction, and even politics. My mother. Let's just say half of Abuja's elite wore her fashion designs. We lived like royalty in Asokoro, with a marble-floored mansion, maids, guards, and a fleet of luxury cars. I was their only child. The diamond they pampered. Spoiled. That word doesn't even begin to describe it. I had 3 phones, 2 iPhones and 1 Samsung. I changed wigs like outfits. If your handbag didn't say Dior or Hermes, I didn't acknowledge you. And when it came to the poor, I saw them as nothing but lazy parasites. In secondary school, I bullied a girl for wearing hand-me-downs. In church, I refused to shake the usher's hand because he wore faded shoes. And when I saw beggars, I either mocked them, threw things at them, or acted like they were invisible. There was one time, a woman holding a sick baby approached me at Joby Lake Mall. She begged, crying that her child hadn't eaten. I said to her, "Maybe next time, don't open your legs if you can't afford Pampers." My friends laughed. She didn't. She just cried harder and walked away. I was proud of that moment. But the moment that changed everything was the beggar with the twisted leg. It was a hot Saturday afternoon. My friends and I had just finished brunch at this posh place in Wooster. We were taking selfies near the valet stand when this man hobbled up to us. He looked homeless, dirty agbada, cracked feet, and cloudy eyes. He reached out his hand and said, "My sister, even 100 Nigerian nairas can save my life." I looked at him, repulsed. I was holding a drink, half finished. Without thinking, I poured it on his hand and said, "How about a cold bath instead? That's all you deserve." Everyone laughed. But he didn't. He looked at me with the saddest eyes I've ever seen and said, "You will wear these rags one day, and this dust will feed you. May your laughter echo when your tears dry up." That line haunted me. But at the time, I laughed louder. My father's business was raided by EFCC. They said he'd been involved in illegal deals. His partner vanished, leaving my father to face all the charges. One morning, I woke up to find our house crawling with officers. They seized the cars, froze the bank accounts, took away everything, including the pride in my father's eyes. We were left with nothing but disgrace. Paparazzi were outside our gates for weeks. Blogs posted headlines like, "Chief Nwosu's Empire Falls, daughter known for mocking poor now homeless."
Now before we continue, if you have watched up until now, it is because you enjoyed the story. Please be kind enough to give this video a like, drop your comments, and subscribe for more interesting stories like this. Now back to the story.
We moved from our mansion in Asokoro to a 2-room apartment in Nyanya. No generator. No fridge. No Wi-Fi. I cried every day. The girls I once partied with now left me on read. They posted photos in Dubai while I struggled to find a bar of soap. My boyfriend, Obina. He didn't even break up with me. He just vanished. Blocked me on everything. My mother, the strong Igbo woman, stopped eating. One night, I found her staring at her sewing machine in silence. She whispered, "Chika, I don't know how to be poor." Neither did I. I went from eating shawarma and sushi to drinking gari at night and pretending it was cereal. We owed our landlord 30,000 Nigerian nairas. He threatened to throw us out. I tried getting a job, but no one believed I had skills. They said, "All you know is Instagram." So I faked my life. I'd go to events just to take pictures near fancy cars, tag locations like Transcorp Hilton, and act like I was still rich. But reality came crashing. Then came the worst day. My father collapsed while walking to the bus stop. At the hospital, the doctor said he had internal bleeding. We need 120,000 naira immediately to commence treatment, they said. We had 1,500 Nigerian naira. I begged the receptionist to start treatment. She said no payment, no action. I fell to my knees. I called everyone. No one answered. I ran outside. And I did something I never imagined. I began to beg. I stood in the middle of the road, barefoot, crying, please help me. My father is dying. Just 100 Nigerian naira, please. People walked past. Some sneered. Some whispered, is that not Chief Nwosu's daughter? I kept begging. Then I saw him. But now, he was clean. Wearing a simple white kaftan. Holding bags from ShopRite. He recognized me first. I looked away, but he came closer. He said, are you okay, sister? I burst into tears. He knelt, lifted my chin, and said, you're not the first to fall. But are you ready to rise? I nodded, trembling. He gave me 250,000 naira. That night, my father's life was saved by the same man I once humiliated. The next day, I returned to the streets. Not to beg, but to sell plantain chips. My mother stitched small dresses. I carried them to market in a basket. The first week, I earned 3,000 Nigerian nairas. But I was proud of it. I wasn't hiding anymore. I had fallen. But I was learning. One Sunday afternoon, while walking home from church in slippers and a faded dress, I saw a girl with long lashes, fake accent, and Gucci slippers. She looked at me the way I used to look at people. I smiled. Because I knew something she didn't. I had been both queen and beggar. But the beggar version of me was the realest. Now, I run a small boutique selling thrift clothing. It's not much, but it's honest. My mom is sewing again. My dad gardens. We don't have much, but we're happy. Sometimes, I walk by the same cafe where I mocked at beggar. I sit, watch the new rich girls laugh at others, and wonder if they know how fast life can spin. Because once upon a time, I mocked a beggar. And then life turned me into one. And I thank God that it did. Because it saved my soul.
Hi. My name is Baby T. And I tell the craziest, wildest stories you've ever heard. So you better like this video and subscribe right now. Before I go and tell my mama about you. What are you waiting for? Let's get back to the story.